Purchase your tracks today. 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 Purchase your tracks today.
Loving in the moonlight, having a wonderful time.
Purchase your tracks today. 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 tracks today. Purchase your 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 tracks today.
Mr. Downs.
not just the beat, but you constructing, like the people that can come on the song, blessing them in the studio.
Y'all ain't got no oldies? Mr. Down.
You gotta be in this key. You feel me? Like those are real producers. You feel me? People that actually take time to whole song. Do you ever consider yourself a beat maker? Like,
at a point in time, like, yes, because, you know, you gotta start from somewhere, because nobody ever starts off as the greatest. Or even Muhammad Ali, he probably started as like a amateur boxer. So you gotta start from somewhere. You can't just start at the top, like, unless you have like a rich family.
But born a producer.
Yeah, but you know, you just gotta have a niche for it, and you gotta have dedication. For some people, like, you know, I had a conversation like with somebody that did this almost like about 2 days ago. They said like, well, yeah, everybody in my rap, everybody in my own beats or whatever. But you know, some people won't even like keep doing it for like 2 years.
Mr.
know you're
Down.
working side because everybody thinks they're dope until you start making some money, then you can put a price tag. Now you become a producer. The same people that were there for you, you were just making beats. Now you charge. Now you're producing. Now you got records out. Now people want your beats. Now they're gonna say, hey, man, I need that Mr. Down sound. And they're gonna say, can you make me a beat like Kanye West? Well, go get Kanye West. Get your money up, get your chips up, and go get Kanye West. But right now, Mr. Down, you're coming to me because you want me to produce you a record.
Alright, so, alright, everybody. So, just for the minute, if you're listening, we do have a number. You can call in, you can give us your opinions on what a producer is, what a beat maker is. Are you beat making? They saying bull crap. Let us know. But so I want to talk about what was the scenario that you was like, I am a producer now? Like, what made you a producer from the beat maker? Like,
Shout out to my homie
Mr.
Shy.
Down.
He's actually an R&B singer. In high school, he had an album that he was constructing called College. And when I knew I was a producer, is when he came to me and said, I want to build my album with you. You got the sound that I need. I want to give you some money. I'm like, what money? Bro, I've been doing this in my mama's basement. Nah, man, we got some money for you. And then I knew I was a producer when you get that call, like, hey, send me them stems. We had Patchworks. We in the studio with real live engineers. We in here with the movers and the shakers. That's when I was like, oh, I'm a producer. I'm not just making beats for somebody that's not taking their career serious. Like, somebody actually believed in my sound when I didn't even think I had one.
right.
So that's when I knew. When people started paying me, no matter if it was $25 or $50, that means something to you because you're like, oh,
Mr.
I can make
Down.
money off of my dream and my passion. I'm producing.
Okay, then, so when was the turning point from beat maker to producer for you?
Basically, it's a whole lot of things, but for starters, when I started like just venturing out to different music and like not trying to worry about what everybody thought of my sound and just want to do like my own thing, like and not sound like anybody else. Because first, you know, when you start making beats, you're gonna like copy people's sounds.
Yes.
But when I was doing it, I was like, okay, how did they make this sound like this? What did they do? What knobs did they turn to make this sound like this? How did they get they you know, sounds to like level out like this? And like it's like a very good experience, like when you actually like get to that point, and it's like, okay, now I can say I can separate myself from everybody else, because everybody else, they still stuck in like a box. And me, I'm like, I'm just venturing out, doing whatever I want to do, like, because music is like a feeling process, and you just put out whatever. And you know, when you produce, make beats or whatever, like, you know, it's probably like one of the most, when you get the most disrespected or the most like depressing like jobs in like history, because like nobody knows, like everybody always gravitates to the rapper. Nobody really cares about like people that are behind the scenes or like the producer or not, like besides the artist itself. But everybody outside, they don't see the producer. They just see the artist. The artist sees the front face. It's kind of like the president. Nobody cares about like the political parties. They just care about the president because he's in front.
Alright.
Yeah,
So is there any artists you work with that you actually produce for?
Not individually, no. Like, so far it's been like trying to bring people together and just like, hey, can you put a hook on this song? Like, 'cause I think you'll sound great on this. Can you put a hook on this song? Because you'll sound great on this.
Okay then. So have you produced for any
Oh,
artists?
yeah, tons. Just to name a few, because I don't really like shouting out like big people.
Yeah.
Anytime I do an interview, I don't do that because you can just look me up. But I want to shout out to a lot of the indie artists. I got a guy by the name of Brello Desaya, Marco Mazzi, Mr. Go Get It, Main Event. Man, I've worked with, check out Player, my bad y'all, but check out Player. He got a song called Going Crazy. That's an R&B smash from the group Deuces. And yeah, I've been working, man, for real, so yeah.
Yeah. Okay then. Let's see. So do you guys personally get people to call you like, yo, well you just said it, so
Yeah.
have you got anybody to call you like, I want you to produce this record for me, or I need your sound, I need this specific sound?
Usually it's by message or email. I don't like do Like, I like keeping
contact you.
Yeah, like I don't like people like calling my numbers and like I be doing like a whole bunch of stuff and it's like, hey, just email me or message me because I might be doing a gig for like set up a lighter or like doing ripping work or whatever the case may be. So I'm like, yo, just text me first, whatever, and I'll just call you back. But people have hit me up like, hey, I like this beat. It might sound good on like my album and stuff like that. Like it sounds different. I'm like, all right, cool. Like send it over.
Yeah, I like to chime in on that. Like, to be honest with you, I hate emails. I hate texting. I get very frustrated because I'm a very personal person. Like, like I want to look in your eyes and talk to you because with producing, it's almost like you kind of selfish with your sound.
Nah,
so like if I can't vibe with you, like when I look at you and I can't vibe with you and we just got like a weird, I don't want you in my studio because that's my sanctuary. True. So call me up. And a lot of times if you don't even know what your direction is, you don't have a budget, you don't have a plan, I really don't want to do nothing with you. Not trying to be funny because I really want to help everybody. That's my biggest issue. I want to help everybody, but man, if the business ain't right, man, I'm not entertaining it.
Yeah, it costs money to make money.
Oh my God, don't it, brother?
I know some producers personally. Shout out Ron Don. You feel me? He's definitely a guy where it's like you have to sit with him and
sure.
like for him to like you feel me make a beat and to fill you out for him to be like, all right, this is yours. Like like you don't just want to just give a beat out just to anybody just because you're contacting them. So I understand that the vibe definitely has to be right. So like just touching more on the subject. I got a little list of things. You know what I'm saying?
Go the actual way.
Alright, so if I was to ask, like, what would people describe their sound as? Like, we keep talking about sound and sound. So it's like, I don't know if you want to go first, but like, describe your sound specifically.
For me, like, I change sounds like every year, So it really is no specific sound. It's like, okay, I feed off of like energy. So if I wanted to like, okay, I want to venture off to like the Japanese sound. So like, see how they, formulate their music and stuff and like try to incorporate it with mine. And like it's just venturing out. Like I really don't have like a specific sound. It's just
so you just go for whatever you're feeling at the moment.
Pretty much.
So this year, what was you feeling? The year about to be over. So what was your sound for this year?
Japan, Chinese culture, and the gaming culture.
Okay. So what about you?
Well, as y'all know, if y'all been paying attention to me, I call myself the hip hop R&B extraordinaire. My sound is more like melody driven, but my drums, I try to make sure my drums hit in the pocket. I try to keep them very in the pocket to give the artist room. So, but R&B is probably my specialty that I kind of mastered, and that's really where I try to take my sound to.
Okay, and to add on to that, like when you said like give a room, like I'm like really understanding that a little bit more. Like earlier, like a couple months ago, it's like, okay, do I really need the sound to be in there? Because like if a person can't rap on it because this sound is in a way, then it don't need to be here. Yeah. So yeah.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, man. And I want to shout out a couple people if you don't mind. Shout out to James Johnson. He's been a mentor to me, man, because he would be there just like, man, take that out, leave them open, because I would put a lot of stuff in my beats because I felt I needed to. But he used to always tell me, he said, hey, Shiz, it's the artist that you're working with, man. When you start working with more polished artists, you'll start to realize, like, leave them tracks open, because you got to let that artist shine. I was overshining the artist and not really realizing, like, yo, like, I don't need to do all this. So when I started working with more polished artists, you'll be like, oh, cool. So yeah, shout out to James Johnson, man, Big Jim.
And add on to that, like, it's not necessarily a bad thing to always like add all the stuff as well. Like, it depends on what you're trying to go for. Say like a person who's like want to just DJ their beats at a party. It's like sometimes you can just, you are the artist, so you just put whatever beats, sounds you want in there, whatever sounds right.
Okay, then so as far as like, can y'all like just go over like y'all process, how you want artists to come to you and talk to you about like music or anything? Like, how do you do
well,
that? Like,
I'll kind of make it simple and plain. So I got two different brands I'm promoting at the same time. So you got Mr. Downs Music, which is more of what I do. But my company, Creative Ones, that's the channel that I want new artists to go through, because Creative Ones is an educational center. Okay. Classroom-based, hands-on education. So whenever an artist is in need of like actually getting that 1, 2, 3 approach, learning the business, I make them go through a portal. I make them go through a channel. I have 4 employees that I have them talk to, because the thing is with me is I don't want to overindulge myself into somebody that really don't want to learn. Because a lot of people that I've ran across, they want to pick you from information, but they don't want to grow with you. It's like, oh, well, my time and education costs. You know, I went to school. I've been around people. I've shadowed, different people. So that's not free. That was my time. So I do that channel so I could be like, okay, you know what? Yeah, let me give you some game, because you actually here because you want to learn from me. You want to grow with me. And so with that being said, yeah, that's the channel. And I don't know if it's, as far as creating a track, with me, honestly, I got to have a conversation with you. I know you said you got to produce do the same. Like if we're in the studio and I just feel like your energy's off, I can't work. No, your energy got to be infectious to the point where I'm like, oh snap, you on that today? Oh man, you know what I'm saying? But if you come in with a bad attitude and your vibe is off, I'm like, yo, I want to talk about like, what's up with you? You all right, man? I don't want to do no music.
You just want to talk.
Yeah, I'm like, what's up, bro? Let's get this out, or what's up,
For sure.
Yeah, yeah.
So what's your process like, or how would you want your process to be?
Eventually, I don't have like the biggest studio right now. I eventually want to work onto that and like be able to, do the same thing he's doing. Not exactly the same thing, but like head in that direction, because everybody's different. So I definitely want to like record songs, like work with R&B artists, but mostly in the pop area, because like I'm a big fan of pop music, EDM and stuff like that. And
so you're like the R&B, you like pop.
Yeah, I like pop. Like that's why I like my beats sound like a little crazy different. It's like, all right, because like a lot of people, in my earlier years, like they would ask me like, yo, can you make like a hardcore trap beat and like, make it dark? Like, I understand it, but like that's not me. Like I'm not a dark person. Like, it's enough dark in this world. Like I don't need that. I just like making like, happy stuff and like.
True.
But also have to bang too, But yeah.
Alright, so I did ask earlier before the show started, like, so can you guys give me like an example of somebody who just makes beats versus a producer? Like, who are some of your just like favorite beat makers, like locally or industry wise?
Ooh, I couldn't really say, like, cause I'm gonna be honest, I barely like listen to anybody like that, like.
True.
As far as like local stuff, like, cause I'm trying to do my own thing, like I want to do world music and all that type of stuff.
Right.
So, I mean, it's really.
I can give an example, because this is just being the truth. So with me being a tandem, being a part of like an actual like group, the Classic Makers, I would consider my twin brother a beat maker.
Okay.
Because he's like, I make trap.
Yeah. That's it.
I make trap. It's like, honestly, like, I make trap, bro. Somebody want trap? I got it.
Yeah.
If I even say make a trap R&B, nah, man, trap. He know his artists that he like. He knows the sound. So it's like my brother's considered a beat maker, but I'm a producer. So it's like with my brother, he like, hey, bro, this is what I got. Finish it off for me. I go in there and start polishing up the snares, making sure the 808 hit. I might switch his hi-hat and be like, oh, let me pan this here, I'm just giving y'all some game. So that's when producing start to become a producer, but that don't mean his skills are limited. He just know his pocket, and he's not going to jump out because it's not his comfort zone.
Yeah, and I like to add on to that, like, being a beat maker isn't necessarily bad. Like, it's not like a bad thing. It's because,
we're not
like,
saying beat makers is bad.
No,
We love all beat makers, y'all.
Like some people just don't have like the social skills. Some people just don't like really being around people, and some people just are introverts. So like it takes them a lot of energy just to even like talk to people. And some people just don't have like that business mindset to where they can just like talk to people and know how to react to people and know what keywords to say and like business jargon and stuff like that. So like it's really a lot. And I was like really understanding what you're saying. Like, sometimes when my teacher told me, like, I never really understood why you were like playing some like instruments left and right, but it gives separation and breathing rooms, like some instruments, so people can like rap over them or sing over them, or whatever. Like, cause how some like sound like louder in one end, and it's like, all right, I want to like turn this down, like it's really hard to explain, but like you want to turn it down just to even it out. Even with vocals, like it's the same thing. Like, it's the difference between copying and pasting a vocal versus actually doing it over.
That's true.
And like you'll definitely hear sound quality if you be in the studio.
People
So.
definitely think they just copy and paste their track over it.
Which sometimes it's okay though, depends on what you're doing, but not all the time. Especially with R&B artists, you do not want to do that. You want to have to sing it over so it can sound genuine, unique, and pure.
Yeah, I want to chime in on my brother Nico about the whole thing about producing and beat makers. Honestly, for real, to me the difference is about being a natural born leader. Because with a producer, you the captain, you the LeBron. But there's other players in the league that's good, but they ain't LeBron. You got people that's like dope, and you be like, yeah, he is good. He ain't LeBron though.
Yeah.
Or he ain't LeBron though. So it's like, to me, beat makers and producers is who's that natural born leader that's gonna take the torch and lead. A beat maker is just as vital. Because you need that. Like when I really get nervous. I'm not even a nervous person. I'm 6'5", 280. Being nervous, they like, what you nervous? But honestly, when they be like, oh, I need a trap beat, I'm like, oh, man, I don't do that. They like, yes you do, yes you do. I'm like, nah. But when that money comes, like, I gotta give my best. But you best believe, I got my twin brother like, hey bro, have that right there, trust me. I'm like, oh, good looking now, fam. Not saying I can't pull it off, but he's a beat maker.
Yeah, true. And you're more focused on the whole outcome.
The whole outcome.
It's like, we live in a world where everybody needs to do everything, or everybody believes that everybody needs to do everything, which is not really the case. And one teacher told me, like, when I was in college, like, it's a job for everyone. Not everybody's going to be doing everything. Like, even when you're on set, like, you're not going to be doing lights and grip. Like, you're just going to be doing lights, or you're going to be doing grip. You're not going to be doing everything. It's nice to know that you know how to do all these things, but everybody's better at something than you at one thing than the others.
That's facts. I just had a question. Yeah, you just trying to stay away, but nah, just as far as so did we ever say who's our favorite like beat maker other than your twin brother, like industry wise? Like,
because here's the thing though, I'm gonna tell you why that it's hard to say in the industry. Okay. Because nobody's really classifying themselves as beat makers.
Besides Lex Luger. He's the one that did concept beat maker, but you know.
Yeah, I mean
but I consider him a producer just because he produced Waka, but you know,
If I put it like this, and I'm gonna say this like this. So like you got like I think there was the Heat Makers or something like that, Hit Makers or something like that. Yeah. I would consider them beat makers. True. Not saying that they don't produce records, it's just they just had a distinct sound. It was that sample, and it was that boom. So to me, that's a beat maker. Yeah. They're not gonna do the R&B track. True. To me, Tim and Bob are some of the best producers. But let's be honest, Tim and Bob had a distinct sound. It was that China, that Japanese sounds with guitars. Nice soulful R&B. So it gets real technical when you get into the industry because nobody's really classifying themselves as beat makers.
And then like you don't know who's doing what behind the scenes. Like producing again is very vague. You don't because everybody got producing credits. And somebody could just be in the studio and say like, oh, I gave you like 2 lines, and it's like, all right, well he's got production credit now. So
true. All right. So do y'all have any top producers that you like?
I don't want to say his name because like he's been on some. You should know what I'm talking about. Yeah. I don't want to say his name, though, but him definitely, Timbaland, even other people, him was like Dark Child. People that, don't really like because Timbaland's on top. So he's like Timbaland's protege, Dark Child. So I'll pay attention to him. Whoever makes the hit gotta be sometimes.
Like, so Timbaland and Dark Child is 2 different people?
Yeah, they're 2 different people, and like I said, he's his protege, so of course he's gonna sound a little bit like Timbaland. So I guess when Polo the Don was popping, he was,
like some of like today's top producers, I know Kanye, like DJ Khaled.
Is he a producer? Well, I guess he is.
I think Puffy, we forget about P. Diddy. He
one of the top.
I mean, I guess.
So more of the story, if y'all not doing what none of these top people are doing, like as far as like P. Diddy, how P. Diddy be in the studio and he told Biggie like, nah, this is the track you rapping on today,
Like,
man.
Like this, thing.
Yeah,
Because Biggie, he didn't really want to do it. And
he wasn't feeling it at all. He's like, this ain't my sound, man. This ain't
That's
my
a great
example.
example.
Man. Like, nah, this the hit. So
no, that was a great example that you just. That's perfect. I mean, if you really want to know what a producer is, he took the chance. I'm the leader. I took the chance.
Exactly.
Do this. Trust me, it's gonna work. That's a producer. Yeah.
Oh man, this is bad. I don't know what's happening. I hope the viewers have been listening. I hope y'all been catching the gems. You feel me? All the knowledge. If you have any comments or anything, please call. You know, we take phone calls. Your voice will be heard on live. I don't know if y'all think that you're just gonna call me or something, but no. But once again, I am sitting here with Mr. Downs, Nico Brown. They both are producers and beatmakers, or they once were beatmakers, and they transitioned to becoming producers. So for all the beatmakers out there that's watching this, you feel me? There are levels to the game. You feel me? You have to start off at a certain point. You have to become a beatmaker first, and then as you elevate into your craft, you become a producer because you'll start dealing with more artists that want your more help. You know, you're writing tracks, you're constructing melodies. You feel me, for artists. You're in the studio telling them how to sound. You know, and just going back and forth. I don't know if you guys had anything else y'all wanted to
Yeah, what's the number again?
It is 859. I got the number right here. 859-414-6672. The number is on the screen, isn't it? Yeah. So the number is on the screen for everybody that's tuning in, watching. You could call. We do this every Monday, 5 o'clock, 5:30-ish. CT time.
Yeah.
Oh, and if you want to donate, help out, man. We starting this new thing, new podcast. We only asking for like a couple dollars a month. You could become a Patreon. You could just go to the royaltyentertainment.com website and hit the link. Subscribe to us. Become a Patreon. You get a free shirt, some merchandise. You get a free photo shoot from me, like anything, whatever, So, yeah. Call, become a Patreon. Back to y'all. So,
Sure.
I don't know. So, yeah, did we touch on everything? Did we,
was we gonna talk about the sampling?
Oh yeah.
All right,
Wanna
yeah,
talk
we
about that?
we might as well. We go ahead and talk about everything beats now. We just talking about beats and production in general, y'all. So
Yeah, because recently, it's really getting. It really depends on who you work with and who you sample. I don't understand why people don't want to sample because it takes a lot of money and sometimes people might ask a lot more than what you might make. And sometimes you can just take that to court just because it's all right, well, I'm not making this much off of this track, so you got to be reasonable about it. As long as you contact the people and tell them hey, I got this project, I want to use this sample, then most of the times they can be all right, I might need this percentage or I might need this X amount of dollars when you put it out there, and if you make this much and stuff like that.
true. So you do a lot of sampling, right?
Yeah. So, but usually, it depends on who you work with. Say if you send a beat out to a artist or something, it's really the label's job to get that sample cleared. You just sending that out there, and it's all right, if they want to use it, then cool. They get the clearance, cool. And sometimes it's worth taking, a smaller chunk of money just so you can get whatever you or what you want out to the people. Because at the end of the day, we don't really make this for ourselves all the time. Because we just want to be heard and put our stuff out there, and people hear it and to enjoy it as much as we enjoy it.
Okay, then. So you said you don't really sample at all, right?
Yeah, so I'm sure I'm a little older than Mr. Miko. Sampling. Here's my thing. I've been in a situation where I had a couple of this situation where I could have got sued because I didn't understand how it worked. So my thing with sampling is I had to become educated on it. I had to find out where the libraries were as far as finding out how to license it. I had to figure out how long does copyrights last on these songs. So people really don't understand because they know with sampling it's almost like taking a canvas and being okay, I already have most of the stuff I need. I just got to put the right drums behind it. And I'm not even saying it's simple. I'm just saying sampling, you kind of already have a mood, and that's what
it's already set.
Yeah. So you just got to do your homework my thing with sampling is like this. If you're going to do it, like, learn the business too, because like he said, it's the label's job to get it clear, but you also need to know like where the song came from. You know, you got to have your paperwork together, so when things come together and somebody want that track, you can say, okay, boom, 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 and make it easier on the label as well too. So.
Yeah, more times like when you sample, you're gonna know the song, you know, unless you get from your friend, he's like, here, just sample this, and they don't tell you where it comes from. So
like, all right. So like, what's some of like the bad parts about being a producer? Like, what's some things like that get under your skin as a producer?
dealing with different attitudes, that's definitely a thing. Like, you know, sometimes you might have your up days and sometimes you might have your down days. Depends on who you deal with. It's all about connecting with people and like just sometimes you make a lot of money, sometimes you won't make no money. It just really depends.
I'll say with me for real, just like people feeling like I should hook them up.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, man, like, are you looking around and seeing what I had to invest my money into?
Right.
Why you feel like I need to do something for you? Like, did you go to these stores and buy this equipment? Did you sit here and have to grind this out? Why you feel like I need to do something for you?
Right.
And a lot of times my dad taught me is like some people just don't even know how to ask questions anymore. Like, as a producer, we're looking for the next hot artist, but don't just come to me and start using that F word, free. Don't say free. You say, hey, listen, man, you know, I don't really have the money to afford you, but this is what I will do for you.
True.
Loyalty, that's what goes a long way with music.
Yeah.
Cause I understand, like, money is important. Like, it's like the main thing that we do this for. We want to make money. But if an artist come up to me, and I'm gonna give a tip, because this is about y'all, because I love y'all. Like, if an artist come to me and say, hey, you know, Mr. Down, listen, man, my money funny, but listen, man, I'm willing to go out here, promote your business. I'm willing to bring cats in here because they need to work with you. Man, just give me a shot. I'm gonna look at this guy and be like, or this girl, and say, nah, well, because you're like, I want to be your walking billboard. Yeah, I'll give you a shot. Because that money I can make off of studio time and making a beat for you, you just tripled that for me.
Right.
So, you know, my thing with artists is feeling like, man, I went to school with you, fam, man, you doing well, man, what's up, yo? I ain't really got no 150, bro. I got 50 for you, though. Like, you'd be like, how did you chop it up and think I'm supposed to go for that?
Yeah.
Nah.
Negotiation is a big thing with, you know, producers and beatmakers. Like, that's like I said, it's most.
It's like the #1 thing I go through for real.
Yeah.
People, I don't know. I feel like this is a very hard city to kind of like grow your business in.
I say it's
like just
hard, but it's not impossible, but it's hard. It's like people who have this box mindset to where everyone feels like that they are owed something, you know.
True.
You know, and everybody's supposed to do stuff for free, and like, you know, like that you didn't work to get here, and you're supposed to pay homage or whatever the case may be. Like, everybody's trying to make a living. You know, nothing's free. You know, whether you something like business cards, contracts, you know, written spaces out, like it all costs money.
True.
I just have people say they try to call. Okay.
Did we have some calls? What happened?
I'm telling them leave a voicemail or a text and we'll share it.
Okay. Oh man, see, I'm sorry, y'all. If you did try to call, I was trying to listen to it for a ring and stuff too. Like, I'm sorry if you did call. It's just getting to the end of the show. So next week, you feel me? Next week, if you call a little bit earlier, we'll be able to talk to like the call-in people. If you have any comments or remarks or anything. Sorry, I should have said that at the beginning. But yeah. But we will have, like, if you do leave a voicemail or something, we can incorporate that, or, yeah, we'll be able to incorporate that and all that. Thank you guys for tuning in, if you have been tuning in. Alright, yeah, if you have been tuning in, once again, can you, like, just run down to who you are again, and tell them where to find you at and how to contact you and stuff.
Alright, so this is Mr. Downs. You can find me everywhere: Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. I'm the Mr. Downs Music, MRDOWNS Music.
All right, and I'm Nico Brown. You can find me at Black Guy Project on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and eventually I'm gonna start a Twitch for a gaming channel. So.
Okay, then what kind of gaming channel?
Basically RPGs. Like I'm into RPGs and storytelling, so I think that like most likely get the Pearson's like viewership. A lot of people are doing FGCs, which are fighting games, so it's like I'm trying to do something different.
See, that'd probably be the next episode because I don't know what neither one of those are. So, but nah, that's cool. Once again, I thank you guys for coming out.
I appreciate you.
I definitely have a better understanding of Beatmakers, and I definitely won't come at. He almost got mad at me because I tried to say he was just a beat maker, and I was, you know, I didn't have any knowledge of what he really do, and he corrected me. It was like, nah, I'm a producer, and don't call me a beat maker.
Yeah, straight up.
You feel me? And that's just like, hey, see, I didn't know. Like, you feel me? You gotta let me know. Like, that's why I'm trying to have a conversation, so we can all be knowledgeable. So, if you out there calling producers beat makers, that's probably why they're not working with you. It's probably why you haven't got a beat yet. You feel me? So start calling them, you know, by the right terms. They are producers, and if you're asking them to do extra stuff versus just making a beat, you have to respect their names and respect their hustle and their grind, and pay these men for what they do. All right.
Got a few more minutes. They're talking about they have a question for Mr. Dow.
All right.
I seen you did have some comments on it.
Yeah.
Video.
Wait until they send a voicemail or a text.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice little. It was I thought that question would be on there. See, that's why I want to click it. I seen the comments. I'm like,
yeah, I'm checking the whole time, seeing
oh, there's more comments. This is it. Shout outs to y'all. First episode. Can I get a round of applause? You feel me? You feel me? I'm gonna be our hottest MC host. You feel me? This is gonna be the hottest podcast in Cincinnati. I know there's a lot of people out here doing podcasts, but this is different because I'm getting all knowledge. Like, I want all facts. I don't really want to talk about anything that's like has nothing to do with nothing. Like, so any topic that I have is gonna be, you know, informing the community, helping the music, and you know, community out, the black people out, helping whoever out, whoever, you feel me, need the knowledge. So next week we will be here again, same time, start at 5:30. If you want your music to be heard, please email us at cttime@royaltyentertainment.com. If you want to be a guest on the show, if you have any, you know, if you have a profession that you're professional at, email us, tell us what you do. We'll fit it, we'll make a little show for you, we'll come up with a topic, get a script, and talk about it. Yeah, I'm gonna be working with these guys because yeah, I make music, and if you, when it's like airs, I need to listen to the beginning of the show because they got some tracks that we had aired before everything started, and it's some fire. Like, I'm not gonna hold you, it's some fire. So if you need beats and production, definitely gotta hit on Mr. Downs or Nico Brown. Their names are tagged in the video. We will have, you know, we'll promote them throughout the week. You feel me? So you'll have a better understanding of who these gentlemen are. And yeah, did we ever get the question?
I think the person left.
All right.
They did just comment like I got a question, and then they ain't even, you feel me? Like,
Oh man.
man, I wonder what the question was. Like, I'm kind of interested now. Like, what's the
Until next time.
I have a question, Janelle. Oh, they said they texted it.
Checking out.
Try to answer this question before we run out of time. Once again, thank you guys. Oh yeah, y'all can follow me at ugv.youfeelme on IG, on my Facebook. I'm on her. Thank you, brother. Alright, so this question is from Miss I'm gonna say the name right. Janelle Jackson question. This question is from Mr. Downs. I'm not sure if you answered this already, but what keeps you going when you're making a beat? Do you have a process? Like, what keeps you motivated? What keeps you going?
Good question.
Yeah.
Great question.
Well,
Great question. Thank you.
to be honest, you have to believe in who you're working with. That's first and foremost. Like a lot of the artists I work with, like because I got personal relationships with them, that keeps me going. And honestly, man, I mean, I'm a spiritual guy, so you know that too. And honestly, man, I'm gonna be honest again. My twin brother is my secret weapon. I don't know if y'all been watching my documentary, but like really, like he's like the one that like when I'm not feeling it, like he's like the one's talking to me. And a shout out to my lady too. My lady is real good with like listening to beats and being like, oh yeah, that's nah, I don't think that's so. You gotta just keep the right people around you. That's what's gonna keep you going. If you got like fake people around you or bad energy people around you, that's gonna be the people that's gonna bring you down, and that's gonna just hurt you tremendously when it comes to making music. Because music is heartfelt, it's energy.
For sure. That's real quick. Hey. Well, how do you feel about that?
Yeah.
What keeps you going? And more,
You kind of said the same thing earlier, but it's like it's a feeling process.
Yeah,
like what keeps me going is like, you know, all right. So when you don't really like have too many people like to reach out to, and you, like at the end of the day, people have like they feel like they by themselves. It's like, you know, what keeps me going is just that music itself, like energy that it produces, like. It just gives you this feeling like I accomplished something, I'm created something, nobody can take that away from me. Like people can take money away from you, people can take all material things from you, but they cannot take creation away from you.
That's real.
Facts. Hey, that was a great, I think that was a great way to end the show. We still got a couple more minutes, but we wrapping it up though. So, thank you again for the question. Next week, you guys, y'all gotta be on it with the questions. Like hit us early on so we can just knock it out the park, you know, and just get the responses. Next time, call in a little bit earlier. We'll get the calls and stuff together next week. You know, this is just the beginning, you feel me? And thank you guys again for watching. If you didn't share already, please share it. If you see this on your TL, if you see this live, just share it. Follow the page, the Royalty Entertainment page. Once again, this podcast is called Concerning Topics, where we talk about anything concerning about this topic.